Lunas use their ultimate to dodge it.
But it's going to be able to get away pretty much scot-free as Sloppo moves on forward in conjunction with the Human Torches, claiming all of that space from the air. Pyro Prison ready to go if KQZ demands that it come on fourth, but Sloppo's going to be the first one grabbed. The counter-strike should be good for Light and Dark Karma. Can't keep Protoss sustained, but with only a singular strategist remaining here for NJC, they're unlikely to sustain themselves when faced with something like the, oh my god, like the Dark Force? My goodness, iMonkey 4.
Neither of them have a kit that can fly, and PEPS off of the back of that should be able to find the win, just being cemented essentially by the Rage of Ultron.
Sloppo says, you know what, I might be able to win this one out here with the Rage of Ultron. Team PEPS rolling on fourth. Ninja are very close to getting the first cap, but they don't really have the numbers. He strikes back in their own right. Both of these Emmas brawling everything out. Larry going for yet another. Grabs out the Luna, who's going to have no chance to try and survive this one. A cinematic angle of Larry just leisurely taking Protoss away as Sloppo in midair is going to be able to get some heals. And finally, can we see our first? No! No! I refuse! Let someone cap!
They contested! No cap comes out. NJC continue the fight. They don't have the ultimates to finally wean off the sustainability. And it feels like an Aeon has passed. A round played in full before the cap even begins once.
KQC finally frees me from this prison. And Team PEPS are in control, Mox.
Coco is going to have that Galactic Legend, however, Welshmania with the Meteor is going to be able to absorb it almost in full. Sloppo too has that Rage of Ultron.
They're still accruing that percentage, and iMonkey has options to pivot into the Sonic Seduction. Indeed, they are going to pop it on out here. Protoss going to find their ultimate silenced here. Spyglass going yet again for a Karmic Revival, trying to set up a hot ground underneath them is KQZ, and Spyglass brings 4 players back into the fray, but Team PEPS still in control.
Yeah, PEPS don't chase into that res position, and it means that NJC gets to hold on to the fate of both worlds for this fight next. They're going to have the Galactic Legend too, and Welshmania doesn't have the Meteor this time around to absorb it, which means that K
engage towards the back into the loving arms of their strategists to get the healing that's necessary, immediately trying to shut down what KQZ was cooking, but a well-timed metallic bulwark frees them from the mind control of the Emma, and that means Coco's isolated, unable to survive through it. There is going to be Pox's own ultimate here to try and keep everyone sustained, and Spyglass still cooking around the back and cooking Sloppo in their own right as well, managing to throw it down range with that rod. And KQZ is getting a little bit frisky, moving in on towards the Adam. Wants the 1 versus 1. It should be a slight advantage, and indeed Spyglass can't raise themselves from that one. Will be coming back rather quick.
Get one opportunity, but they're going to have to use Portal to be able to find a touch rather than halfway through that fight. Feast of the Abyss has to be something that they worry about, especially because it's backed up by that Terror Cape. The Team PEPS have the Rage of Ultron, and they just get to play aggressive.
Great target focus there onto Pox. Spyglass still points away from that one. Teemo 8% away from the Eye of Agamotto. Could get big value onto a team that doesn't have it amazingly. Oh, 4! Unbelievable from so lucky on the other side as Pox is easily able to shut down that backline. Both the Lights and the Dark Force combined for a much faster first fight here in favor of NJC.
Yeah, Welshmania this time is over onto the Emma, so they sacrifice the Magneto pick off of the back of it, which then means that Galactic Legend from Coco gains some more value. Every single time PEPS try and swap one of their heroes to deal with a different problem.
Too much for it though, so going to have that second Eternal Bomb off the back of a God of Mischief copy. All about the high ground control here to begin with though. An early stun coming through as well onto the Doctor Strange. Still Welshmania stuck down on the low ground, and Teemo quickly manages to punish the end of that CC immunity. Resurrection coming on through. Exo going to be stunned on out as well. Maybe they could shut down the copied ultimate. Indeed they can. All of the pathing on the floor is now punished away from Team PEPS, and iMonkey slept in their own right as well, sedated by Pox after popping the most angry of Hulks. Protoss down on the floor courtesy of Giganto, but the healing's going to be there. And
too long if NJC aren't able to set themselves up because they're looking to control a better angle for their Adam. We're in final fight territory. territory, and they might lose a player early and be forced to burn Comic before they want to.
All right, it's down to a hold to keep this one contested. You can see already the diamond form is used. Out comes the first stun, grabs 3, but it's not combined with KQZ, so no creature combo this time around. Welshmania already grabs one here with the Sonic Seduction. Coco seduced in their own right. KQZ manages to break free as Team PEPS rely on that Eternal Bond to keep themselves in a safer position. The Hulk in the back causing absolute NJC to start off strong.
And that's why we saw in previous fights Horn approach is being used specifically on the Winter Soldier to be able to shut that one down. As NJC, even though at the beginning of the fight they burned so many of their resources, Kraken Impact just outlasts PEPS' Eternal Bond. God of Mischief is going to be up in this next fight for Exo, as too is KQC going to build up the...
No, by KQC and the animation cancels. Sloppo's got himself such a good angle here to just tear through. However, it's second phase of the fight, baby. Spyglass welcomes everybody back to the world of the living as Welshmania is forced to throw in even more to try and keep this one contained. Exo with the copy off the back of the God of Mischief can bring in the Eternal Bond, but can't chase down Pox. Has managed to slip the net for now. Team PEPS are in control though, so NJC need to make their calls.
Oof, Coco was looking for a Kraken Impact. Doesn't manage to find the angle, just has to stand still. And the better angle to set up for the Hornet Proteus immediately before that Sonic Seduction can find the silence. As NJC looking for a portal, they found the Cloak and Dagger. They know where Larry's positioned, and Larry's trying to hide himself away from the rest of the team, which ironically means that he's in more of a precarious position now, but there's so little time left that NJC have to play with. They've got to just go into the point itself.
An early portal for NJC, but honestly could have just walked that one up. Oh my goodness, the instant stun onto iMonkey. And you can see the shielding off of the heals here as well from GG Free Lose. Great heads up play coming, double guard coming through. And Exo's got themselves a second ultimate towards the back, but Resurrections bring NJC back into the main thoroughfare of the fight. The Ultron's under so much pressure. Daggers of the Dax stab into metallic flesh. And NJC seem in a position to take
economy before that comic revival is incredible. Of NJC's ban drafts where they removed the Doctor Strange, that PEPS can't portal back into that second fight and start having the Atom poke up to build Comic Revival before NJC are able to find the team wipe. Now that that spawn hold has been broken, it's off of the free comp and onto the 2-2-2.
Oh, Timo, well pocketed here. The care is good. The Meteorium up above doesn't manage to grab too much, but maybe some resets have come on through here from Sloppo's ultimate. Spyglass going to be resurrected. And yeah, Sloppo's starting to chain them together. A little bit outside of the culling radius, though. In comes the Ensong Inferno, unable to be taken down in time. But still, Team PEPS, it's a mad scatter to get onto a point as it's so close to completion. GG Freelus is claiming so much space. And, well, in the end, Rotterdam reigns over them all as Team PEPS retake off the back.
Splitting from that Namor, which means that their ammo isn't in a great spot to utilize that Psionic Seduction. As we can see that NJC have been able to successfully poke Spyglass back onto that Atom, is building Comic Revival within this fight.
All right, Welshmania opens up here using the Sonic Seduction. Multiple players going to be afflicted by the culling, or if any of them fall, it could be a reset, but it seems like everyone's going to be cleansed. The time was allowing them to safely channel their Sonic Seduction and shut down the momentum here from Ninja, even as one player gets stunned by the strike of Giganto.
It's not going to be enough, though. PEPS are going to be able to recommit back into this fight with Invisible Boundary and Kraken Impact. NJC, it has to be an absolutely huge connection of this Meteor M, finding the pick that it's looking for, but it looks for KQC instead. Out comes the Kraken Impact, directly finding the connection onto the Atom, who'd already burned the self
as well here from GG Free Lose. If the remainder of our team need a little bit of reinforcement when it comes to that meatiness. Sloppo looking for an opening here to try and use their own ultimate. A quick exile onto the opposing Magneto. You can see that Soul Bond's already been used here to share out the damage, democratize it amongst the NJC roster, and Protoss still has their emergency ultimate. Headshots, one after the other, frag after frag. Sloppo's nowhere near the cart, but GG Free Loot is the one who has to keep that one contested. A mid-air uppercut to stop gravity's embrace from dragging the Hulk down to the objective. And NJC are finished early.
Strategic stagger coming out from PEPS to target the Doctor Strange last, so the teleport, like you said, comes through very much delayed, because this now is going to have a run run on impacts into how much ultimate charge Protoss and Coco have available. KQZ is actually going to be ahead of charging up that first Karmic Revival. As we can see, NJC are going to be setting up the pull to take high ground control. Slowpoke was waiting, just lying there, wanting someone to walk through, and he finds his target. There's the Doctor Strange, and there's the Soul Bond.
Yeah, Metallic Bulwark and Soul Bond both used there to try and save team. Oh, this is a brutal combination of ultimates. They cannot stand up to the contained damage, and now Protoss is dragging everyone forward, yes, with the Fate of Both Worlds, but there's only 3 players who can benefit from it. iMonkey's still going to try and invest here. They want to shut down Spyglares. No resurrections this time, in the immortal words of Thanos, and Team Peps continue rolling forth.
NJC
With the Sonic Seduction, there's nothing they can do to avoid the incoming adamantium claws of Sloppo, and Teemo's just going to stand alone on the cart with no friends, no dreams, no hopes, and no defense.
Peps get the staggers as well, using the invisible boundary so that NJC can't disengage and play, having the closer respawns to match up to long-term fight potential against the Karmic Revival. We head into third, and already we've seen puny banner forced now from the side of NJC.
It was quite the armory to try and defend for 2 minutes.
Peps don't have the Karmic Revival mirror either. And NJC, yes, they don't have a lot of room to be able to give because that objective is so close to the finish line, but they can still keep their Atom a little bit safer away in anticipation of Peps trying to play aggressively. They're going to try and chase down this Magneto. They want to burn out that Bulwark so that the Wolverine can find way more value with the ultimate.
GG Freelo's trying to make themselves a difficult target at the moment. Already Metallic Bulwark's been sent over onto Sloppo to keep them safe. There's a little bit of a Luna. Larry's take him down. Team Peps are running out of time. They're running out of space. Box is take him down. Yes, in comes the last stand from Sloppo. Can they convert upon it? Spyglares take him down elsewhere. Does have themselves a Cocoon Revival to bring themselves back, and it seems like Team Peps have finally managed to find everything they need to turn this one around. GG Freelo's dances for their life on the point, doesn't want to back off too far to keep this one contested, but has to make sure that their health bar gets the maintenance for.
Oh my goodness, GG Freelo's just had the absolute outplay of the entire round. He activates his Hulk ultimate, which has iframes. You constantly got free maps.
Incipients. They snagged a comfortable 2-0 win for themselves.